All right, so in order to create a five-step value scale, what we need to think of first is if we think of our pencil as a value scale, and we talked about pressure, right? The amount of pressure put into the mark. Obviously, if I put a lot of pressure into the mark, I'm going to be putting it down near where the pencil point is. If I'm holding the pencil back here, it doesn't allow for as much pressure on the point, so it's going to create a lighter value. So if you think about your pencil as a value scale, and if I hold my pencil next to the value scale. If I hold my pencil here, I'd be creating a 1 value, and a 2, and a 3. You see the 3 value is the middle value, a half tone. It's right in the middle of the pencil. A 4 and a 5. So the closer to the tip, the darker the value will appear. So now I always suggest students work light to dark. And when you work light to dark, I want you to consider holding your pencil differently when you're creating this smooth value scale. Instead of holding your pencil like a writing tool, I want you to consider holding it like a drawing tool. Okay, so the easiest way to do that is to just lay it in your palm like this. And don't make it awkward, make it comfortable. All right, some people hold it this way, okay? There's a lot of different ways to hold it, but I don't want you to hold it like a writing tool, because when you do that, generally when you start creating marks on the paper, if you start shading with your pencil this way, most often it creates a very linear shade. If you're holding your pencil this way and you're using the side of a nice sharp pencil, the mark you make is going to be much smoother. So you can see it's still a little bit linear, but the more I go over it, and I can just kind of go over it with small circles, it doesn't stay linear. It becomes a smooth gradation. So you want to keep your pencil nice and sharp. Have a pencil sharpener handy. All right. And now, if I start off with a 1 value and fill the box carefully, I'm going to hold my pencil all the way back here by the eraser. And I'm going to hold it just like this. And I'm going to turn my book. And basically, with just the weight of the pencil, okay, just the weight of the pencil, I'm going to just put in a smooth 1 value. 1 value is going to be the lightest my pencil can go. Just carefully fill the box. Try to make it as smooth and as clean as you can. Okay, so there's my 1 value. Now I'm going to move my hand a little bit closer to the point and put in a 2 value. I'm going to add a little bit of pressure. So if I start off light like I did with the 1 value, just with the weight of the pencil, now that my fingers are closer to the point, you can see I'm already creating a little bit of a darker value. So I'm just adding a tiny bit of pressure. Side of my pencil. Can't use a mechanical pencil because you can't get a nice flat spot with a mechanical pencil. Mechanical pencils work really well for doing textural shading. All right, so there's my 2 value. Now, move my finger down again to the middle of the pencil. Start my 3 value. And you can see I'm already a little bit darker than the 2 value. I can also look at it and judge to see whether or not it looks any darker. Because if I have to get to a 5 value here, obviously I'm going to be pressing harder. So I can definitely see a difference in transition in value. But the good thing is if I need to, on the 3 value, I could add a little bit more pressure to darken it up a little bit. It's always easier to get darker with values than it is to try to lighten a value. All right, so 4 value, I move my fingers down a little bit closer, right? Here's my 4 scale, so I'm going into the 4 value now. You can see it's already a little bit darker, and I'm not pressing too hard here. I'm just letting the fact that my fingers are closer to the pencil point makes that value. Trying to keep even pressure so I have the same tone created all the way through the box. Maybe darken that just a little bit. So I just go over it again, a little bit of pressure, and I got a nice 4 value. Now 5 value, again, I can hold it down here at the end, and just notice already, I got a nice dark 5 value, because my finger is closest to the pencil point. Keep it clean. This is about learning to control the pencil. All right, I went out of the box a little bit there. That's fine. I can clean that up later. Just want to maintain the pressure. And there I got my 5-step value scale.